Hi, so it is Thursday, August 9th, and I am now going to draw my piece for today. And this is the start of a new vlog for Arbitrary August. And if you're new, I already have part 1 published, and this is the beginning of part 2. The Arbitrary August is a month-long extravaganza where the majority of participants are choosing a random whip every day. There are people who are altering it a little bit to suit their needs. So some people are doing it only the days that they're home from vacation, or they're doing longer rotations than just one day. So however you want to make it work for you, feel free to jump in and participate. But I am doing one random whip every day. I have 51 whips. 48 of them got put in here because there were a couple that didn't quite fit. I was using them for other things. And so my goal is to have the most variety of whips possible in the month of August. So I will be working on 32 whips throughout the month of August because I have my 100 Days of Hade Challenge piece, which is this one. This is day 38. Progress. This is what it will look like. And I'm working on this a tiny bit every day for the 100 Days of Hade challenge. So because this one's getting love every day, it's not in my bowl. And there's a couple other reasons. There's 2 others that aren't in here as well. Anyways, I have things to do this morning, so here we go. I'm going to pick my thing for today, and then I'll go find it and show you where it's at the moment. Every time I pick a piece, I'm taking it out of my bowl because I do not want any duplicates. And I'm trying to do this through the viewfinder, so it's a little bit tricky. Ooh, Winter Queen. So here's another Mirabilia. And I just started this in 1st of June, I think. So that'll be kind of fun to get back to that already. And I will show you where I'm at on that. Alright, so here's Mirabilia's Winter Queen. And I've only worked on this for a couple days, so there's not a lot of progress. But this is what she will look like. I've already finished spring, autumn, and Christmas, the royal holiday. So I still need to do winter and summer. So summer is not yet started, but I'll probably start her December 1st, I think, whenever the Australian stitchers will be working on her. So this is my progress on Winter Queen. I started near the center, somewhere in here, and I've been working my way up. I even have some white stitches in here because there was a white on white challenge for the World Cup. So I'm not sure what I'll do, but I will continue to kind of work my way up. So we'll see what I get done today on the Winter Queen. Talk to you later. Hi, so now it's August 10th, Saturday, August 10th, and it's our wedding anniversary today, 16 years, and we've had a busy couple days. So yesterday was Friday. That's what this project was from, Winter Queen. And we went ice skating in the morning. We filled up a little like a medium-sized inflatable pool in the backyard. In the afternoon, we had some family time. So not a whole lot of stitching time. But I did work on one color up in her face, and at the very end, I got that like 1.5 stitches in her eye. So you can kind of see the start of her face, but there's only like one color. It looks really creepy right now, but it will look better when I have more time than just one day here and there to work on this. But so far, this is very near the top. So she just has like hair and a crown right here that it'll be easy to count to. So I'm really happy to have gotten towards the top of the chart. So that's a good goal to get to. And now I can pull for today. It is already it's already 7 at night because today we went mini golfing and the beach with my nieces and nephews and, in-laws and whatnot. So the end of the ball. Whoop, whoop. This one is a full coverage piece that I've been aching to get this out for a long time, but it's kind of hasn't been a high priority. And I only had a little start on it when I did start it, so it needs some love. So I'm actually really happy to see this one. I think it even was supposed to be plugged into a full coverage Fanatics for like quarterly fire. No, not the fire. The browns maybe for the color brown, because there's a lot of brown in the background. So let's go take a look and see what this one looks like. Okay, so this is End of the Ball. It's by Golden Kite, and I just thought it was really sweet. And it's got this lady's gorgeous dress with all her flowers, and even her tiny little shoe at the bottom that will be a nice way to end the piece to keep you motivated to keep going. I only have a little bit up in the top corner. So this will be fun to keep going on this to see more of this take shape. There's like some curtains up here, so those are the colors that will be coming through. And this is also on the 24 Congress cloth like La Soiree was. It's thicker, and even these dark colors work on it pretty well, even though it's 14 count. Not 14, 24 count. So it's already pretty late, so I'll just have a little bit of evening stitching, so we'll see how much I can get done this evening once the kids go to bed. See you tomorrow. Hi, so it's now Saturday, August 11th. I think I might have said yesterday was Saturday too, but yesterday was Friday. Today is a Saturday. The last 2 days have felt like Saturdays, so it's been kind of confusing. This is what I was able to get done yesterday. From my perspective, it's hard to tell any difference, but I'm sure you can see a little bit from just previously seeing the old before picture. So I did 2 colors. The first color, I was just picking colors that were not yet stitched in this first column. The first color, I ended up finishing the color in the page, and the page actually ends like about here and like here. So some of this goes into the extra pages next door. Golden Kite pages are smaller than Heaven and Earth Design pages. So they're even smaller than large format Heaven and Earth Designs. So it's kind of nice. You can finish a page quicker. So that first color I finished throughout this whole area, and then I picked a second color and finished one string, which was most of the page, but not quite. And then I ran out of time. So that was all I did yesterday on this, and not a lot of time yesterday, but any progress is progress. So that was that. And yesterday morning, I was hoping to have had time to draw my pick early in the morning in case I could have taken it on our trip to the beach, but I ended up not having time, and so I just took my Storytime sampler, which worked out because this probably wouldn't have been the best car trip project anyways. So I ended up getting my Storytime sampler worked on, and I forgot to bring it up here, but I'll show you again later. I finished the frame on August and got started on one of the colors in the rose in the top for the Phantom of the Opera. So I will show you that another time. Meanwhile, I will draw my project for today. Today is the 11th. So this will be my 11th project. Woohoo! This has been really fun. Ooh, the Nativity. So this is another full coverage, and this is one that I'm nearing the end of a column finish. So I'm really curious if I'll get a column finish today, because we've got some... Today is the first preseason game for the Denver Broncos, so I will probably have some stitching time while my boys watch that. So let's go find that and show you where it is today. So since I was talking about it, I thought I would share my Storytime sampler. So I finished the frame in the car yesterday for August and started the rose in the border there. So that's progress, and if I finish whenever, I probably won't, maybe I'll show progress at the end of this part 2 vlog, or if I finish it before then. So we shall see. School starts on Thursday this week, so I will start to have valet time on Thursday, so we will see how quickly I can get this finished. Meanwhile, today is the Nativity by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I'm still up here in page 1, And this is page 1 is a Year of Whips piece. This is 28 count, 2/1 half stitches, and page 1, there's one more column. But I think today is possible that I could get this column finished today, so that would be really cool. So we'll have to wait and see how much I can get done today. Talk to you tomorrow. Hi, so it's Sunday morning, August 12th, and this is how far I got yesterday. I managed to finish this column completely and started a little bit on the last column of the page, so that is good news. I had a lot of stitching time yesterday, and it's kind of weird, like when I get to the end of a column I don't feel like keep continuing on. So I kind of had to force myself to keep going because I knew it was a Year of Whips piece. I could use the extra time in that last column, but I let myself take it a little bit easy and only used park threads just so I wouldn't have to like go searching for colors and stuff. So that's how far I got, and I'm pretty happy with that. So that's fun to see more of the tree completely finished and that much closer to my goal. Maybe one more 3 or 4 day rotation would finish up that column, so that's good to know. And let's find out what we're going to work on today. Ooh, Fantasy Triptych. This is Teresa Wensler that I took over from my sister-in-law. So she's done part of it and I've done part of it, and it's a doozy. But it should be fun to get back to it for a little bit. So let's go see where it's at right now. Alright, so this is Fantasy Triptych by Teresa Wensler, and this is a design that my sister-in-law started and then didn't want to work on anymore, and I adopted it from her. So this is where it's at right now. She did a majority of the castle, and then when I took over I worked on this green down here before I got sick of it. There's still more green to go. And then I worked on the borders and put in some of the people. And the most recent stuff I've worked on is this inside border and this maiden. So I may work more on her if I get bogged down in the color changes. I may do the border because the border is a lot more simple. This is 25 count even weave, and there's 1/1 charted faces, and I'm okay doing them if they're charted. And it's very confetti heavy everywhere, so that's why it can be a little bit tricky. So we'll see how far I get today. See what kind of time I have too. It's a Sunday, so we will be at church in the morning, and we actually have a church activity this evening too. So I'm not sure how much time I'll have, but let's see what we do. Talk to you later. Hi, so now it's Monday, August 13th, and I severely underestimated how little time I would have yesterday to stitch. I just got a few minutes in the afternoon, and I ended up having 0 time in the evening. So I just got a few, the darkest color and the lightest color through here in her like cape, and then the darkest color of her hair. So maybe a total of 20 stitches if I'm being generous. So just a tiny bit, and as difficult as this pattern is, I do wish I would have gotten more time to work on it, but I was hoping maybe next time I bring this out, I can maybe start working on the unicorn that she's sitting on, because that would be kind of fun. Like do his horn and face right here, you know, before moving down. That could be a fun thing to work on next. So we shall see what I'll work on today. Hopefully I'll get a little bit more time today than I did yesterday. Ah! Don't know which one that one was. Touchdown! This is my older son's piece of the football players that I am converting to be Broncos and Raiders. So let's go get that and see what that looks like today. So here is my touchdown pattern, and this is the one I'm working on, and I'm converting it to colors that represent my son's interest. so that the main character is a Bronco and the defender is a Raider, Oakland Raider. And this is looking a lot more red in my viewfinder than it really is, but this is orange and blue for Broncos, and it should be a little bit like John Elway because he was the number 7. And so today I'll probably work on filling in the rest of his jersey, all these orange colors in here. And if for some reason I get past that, I'll just move on down to his pants, but I don't know how much time I'll have, so we'll see. I'll at least work on the jersey today, and maybe actually once I work on a good amount of these colors, I might actually start backstitching like his head and up here, and maybe like some of the outlying areas that are done. So we'll see if I get to any backstitch, but at least we'll work on some jersey today, fill in some holes. So talk to you tomorrow. Hi, so now it's August 14th, Tuesday. It's a lot of people's birthday today. I think it's Nancy Turner of Victorian Motto's birthday, and it's my father-in-law's birthday. It's my cat's birthday. My cat is 15 today, so she's getting up there. This is how far I got yesterday. I finished all the orange in the jersey and did not start on any back stitching, but finishing all the stitches in his shirt is a great goal for a day, so that was exciting to finish that up. And I guess that's all for now, and I can pull one for today. See what today will bring. The Empress Eugenie. This is my largest full coverage piece. It's only got a little bit started as well, maybe one column that I started last Stitch Mania, I think. But I love the ladies in the fancy dresses, so I just had to do it. I kept waffling about, should I get the pattern, should I not? And I eventually just did it because it was too pretty to pass up. So I will go get that and show you where it's at. So here is Empress Eugenie, and I think you're seeing that clearly enough. This is a golden kite pattern, and they have a solid color version as well as a blended version. I went with the blended version just because I don't mind blended colors, and I prefer the detail that golden kite is able to get with blended colors. So it's glaring a little bit in the corner there. There's a lot of dark around the edge, but there's just so many pretty dresses in this piece. I just couldn't pass it up. So I am still up here in the corner, and just one column like I thought. This is, I believe, 28 count Ivory Lugana. It's kind of a beigey color. It's the darkest of the off-whites, I think. And I noticed it's like really wrinkly from standing upright in the tube. So I think I'll try to stand it up with the other end on the bottom next time to try to avoid having all these wrinkles. I remember now when I started this is a lot floppier of a fabric as compared to Monaco, which is what I often use for full coverage, and definitely floppier than the Congress cloth for sure. And I think it was a little bit less desirable because of that, because it was really floppy, and I think I like stiffer fabric for full coverage pieces. But I'm going with it. I have this enormous piece. It's, I think, like 39 inches wide of fabric or something. I don't know. It's even bigger than a stitching shelf from Heaven and Earth Designs, which I have the full-size version of that. So it is big, and and again, golden kite patterns have bigger pages, or bigger symbols, so their pages have less on them, but this pattern has 180 pages. So that'll be fun. So we'll see. We'll see how far I get today in the next column, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Hi, so now it's Wednesday, August 15th, and this is how far I got yesterday. I worked just filling in the parked threads throughout this page. This is the first page. It's pretty small because, again, it's a golden kite one and not a Heaven and Earth design. So there's a good amount of stitches that I was able to put in. something I had forgotten. Was there anything else I wanted to say about this? I don't think so. Something I had forgotten was the design itself is bigger than this. I had forgotten that. The design itself has a bunch of background right here, and I decided life is too short to waste it on background. I just wanted to stitch the ladies and whatever background I needed to in order to get make the picture look like a picture. So I have cropped out the top 2 rows of pages, and this is just a generic crop, like I didn't, just an eyeball. I just eyeballed this on the computer and cropped it, so it's roughly this far above this lady's head. So this is roughly what my finished piece will look like. So it does not have 180 pages, it has 144 pages that I will be stitching, which is still a lot. And yes, that means there are 18 pages per row, which is why my fabric is so wide. If I had rolled it up vertically with this being my roll, it would be a lot narrower in the roll, but I prefer having my hand, you know, on the underneath side with the roll vertically, so it is what it is. The fabric is very floppy. That's what I wanted to say. It's not as nice to work on as some of my other fabrics, and so part of me is like, should I restart it on something I like better? When it gets thicker, it's easier to work on than when it's like really thin, and you're going back and forth in front of different areas. I have to be really careful to not pull too tight, and it's not normally that big of an issue, but since I stitch in hand, I have to be super careful not to bunch things up and make sure it keeps, you know, it keeps getting stretched out as I'm working, so it's not getting weird. So I don't know. It is an enormous piece, so part of me is like, do I really want to deal with this fabric the whole time? But I don't know. I'm still not sure. I think it got better as I worked with it, so I don't know. We'll see. I may just stick it out just because that's what I do. It's not that bad. It was just harder than the other fabrics, so I'm not sure when this will come out again. So let's draw for today and see what the day holds. Second to last project of this part 2 of my vlog. Midsummer Roses. This is what I believe is my oldest WIP. I've been working on this off and on throughout the year, trying to make progress on it in hopes that it will eventually be finished. So let's go find that and show you where I'm at right now. So this is Midsummer Roses, and it's by Paula Vaughn. It's another Leisure Arts book. I have a date on here that's 1996. That's when I received it, and I probably started it shortly thereafter. So here this is. So far, the last few times I've pulled it out, I've only worked on it a day or two here and there, so I've been focusing on color completing the roses. So this part is 100% done with the backstitching 20 years ago. So this is where I'm focusing now, so I'll probably continue to work on these pink roses and see how far I can get today. I don't know how much time I'll have because I have a book club tonight and I still need to finish my book. So not only do I need extra time to read today, I also need to attend the book club and do some different things with the kids at school because it's the day before school starts. So we'll see. So I'm hoping to fill in some of these pink roses. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Talk to you then. Hi, now it is Thursday, August 16th, I believe. And this is how far I got yesterday. Not a lot. Like I suspected, I would spend a lot of the day reading and going to school functions and going to a book club. So in the evening, I only had time to do a few strings. So I finished up this rose and then these roses over here with that one color. So now this color pink is finished. So I can move on to the next color next time I work on this. today is the 16th. It's my kid's first day of school. My baby is now a kindergartner. And all three of them are at the same school for 1 year. So it's a little bit surreal still. They're all gone. They're all there. They're getting so big. So praying they have a good day. And bountiful Christmastide. This is my other old whip that will probably get finished this year. This is a good one. I'm going to call my mom later this morning, and so this is a good one to easily fill in some of this dark green I've got going on while I talk to her, because I don't have to think too much with that. So I'll go get that and show you and be right back. So here's my Bountiful Christmastide fruit wreath, and it's found in Oh Christmas Tree by Leisure Arts, and I received this way back when. Also, was 1997 is when I got it. This is where I'm at now. I've been working on this quite a bit throughout this year. This top part was already stitched and before I pulled it out this year, and so I've been working on this bottom part, and all I have left is this dark green right here filling in, all the little cracks. So that's the last stitching I will need to do, and then I'll do lots of back stitching. And then hopefully I'll be able to finish this year to make it into a pillow or something for Christmas. So that's the plan. I should be able to work on it a little bit while I talk to my mom, and maybe later in the day. I do have a valet line pickup again. Let's see if the color will be any better. A valet pickup now that school is back in session, but I'll probably work on Storytime sampler. See if there's white in here, if that shows up any better. I think a little bit. It was washing out a little bit. So that's my Christmas wreath, and I will come back to you tomorrow to wrap up this project and the end of this part 2 of my vlog for Arbitrary August. Happy stitching! Hi, so now it's August 17th, it's Friday, and so this will be the last chunk for this part of my vlog. It feels like it's flying by. This is how far I got yesterday on my Christmas wreath. I did a little bit of this green, dark green that I filled in throughout here. I thought it was interesting that as I was working it, it felt like the wreath was being spread out and bigger because of all these stitches getting filled in. Like over here where they're still empty, it feels like it kind of squishes together because this is a 4-strand cross stitch, 25 count over 2. So it is pretty puffy. So I thought that was an interesting, because before it felt like the bottom was smaller than it should be than the top, but then I realized, well, once this is filling in, it's kind of like spreading out to the correct size. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't get a ton of time throughout the evening because I had to spend I didn't have to spend that. I spent about 2 hours filling out emergency cards and back to school forms and for all 3 children. So that took a little while. But I am happy to have gotten a little bit of work done on that. And since this is the last chunk of this vlog, I thought I would share my progress on my 2 other projects. This is where my Storytime sampler is right now. I've worked a little bit more on Phantom of the Opera, so I have the rose all done and the curtains, and I'm starting in on the chandelier. So that's how that looks now. And my other one is my 100 Days of Hade Heaven and Earth Designs Challenge to do a little bit every day. I'm doing 15 minutes at the most every day, and sometimes it's just a few stitches. So I did a medium green color, I did a dark brown color, I did a little bit of a salmon color throughout the bunnies, and that's where that's looking now. I'm not sure, I think I still have a few more days before my next check-in, before I'll be halfway, but that's been fun to slowly creep along. I'm not sure if I'll finish this during the challenge, by the end of the challenge, but that would be really cool. So we'll see. I might have to pick up the pace if I expect to finish it, but it's not 100% needed. I'd rather just do a little bit and focus on my other daily things. So we'll see how that goes. Just kidding. I'm not doing that yet. I'm going to close it here, and I will draw my next piece to start my part 3 of my vlog. So I've really enjoyed doing this so far. It's been a lot of fun. Extra fun, you know, seeing everybody else work on their projects every day and enjoy this kind of random end of the summer blowout. And so I don't know, this could be fun to do every year. It's been a nice change. I don't think I would do this like all the time. I know some people rotate daily. But I am excited to get back to slightly longer rotations. But it has been a lot of fun to work on a lot of my different pieces, because that's probably the most frequently I've changed pieces in a short period of time, to just keep picking up something new every day. And it's been a lot of fun to kind of give a lot of my pieces a lot of love. So I will leave you with that, and I hope you've been enjoying Arbitrary August as well. And I will talk to you again. You will see another update in about a week. Talk to you later. Happy stitching.